Hope you guys enjoying your week so far. I want to talk for a moment about the dinner that Donald Trump had at Mar-a-Lago with Kanye West and an avowed Nazi and avowed Holocaust denier, Nick Fuentes. I've talked about Nick Fuentes, um, or I've spoken with similar mindset on here before, and I think it was Nick Fuentes I talked about, but I was talking about how the gentleman that I was referred to felt that the midterm loss meant that it's time to we got to program society, and we've got to propagandize and program people to think that to basically think that that to vote against their own best interests. And I've talked before on here about Powell. That was Nixon's pick for the Supreme Court. That he wrote a letter back in the 70s, 60s, 70s. He was talking about how he recognized that he's a corporate lawyer, and he recognized how the people who ran the businesses and ran the society could change society to stop this progressive stuff going on in the 60s. That they could, create more student loan debt, things of that nature. So you can't just use these degrees to help out socialists or social social interest. You've got to go pay off those loans. You can't take a year off from school and go defend protesters or something like that. Now, let me start off with this. We've been talking about how Trump needs more than the base to become president, or even to, really get to the primaries. And I heard a lot of people's different opinions on this. I'm gonna say this: I viewed Trump's, dinner with Nick Fuentes as a cozying up to the far right. A buddy with the far right. And I saw this as he's going deeper into the cave. To me, that's a bad move. That's foolish. But, that's what you do when you don't have anything else. You double down. I've said before that Trump was never the president. He was the leader of the Republican Party for 4 years. He's never the president. It's clear in the things he did and the place he went to speak. When he talked about, it was John Lewis talking about Baltimore and it's full of rats. Donald Trump could have put money aside to help Baltimore. He could have done different programs if he wanted to. He didn't. He just says those things that basically, jump on those areas, those Chicago and Baltimore, these black cities that he was not voted by. He was not voted in by. Which to me reaffirmed the fact he wasn't the president. He was just over the country. And that represented a sort of a divide in leadership during a pandemic and the other crises of his administration. When he says that, I think he said he first of all, when he made the point that, Nick Fuentes just came in here, he didn't know who he was, I saw that more as trying to cozy up to bumpkins. Trump did that when he was in office. Trump played to bumpkins that he was like them. I saw this with COVID. I saw his other things he did, that he tried to play it like he was like everybody else. And I said it with COVID, when he got sick, when they flew him to the hospital and all that. And I found out they got officers in the hospital where he could be back there doing his job at the hospital. And I said that the people that Trump was talking to, his base, don't have that privilege. If they were to get sick with COVID, they could lose everything. You could lose everything. If you're sick for 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 5, you could lose everything, man. A lot of folks could, especially with kids. No telling how long you've been in the hospital. And just like that Same thing with this. Same thing. And now we know they gave Trump everything they had. He was hit with every drug they had on COVID. They don't know what it was that cured him. Same thing with this. He's making it out that Nick Fuentes walked into Mar-a-Lago. That's not how it works. They know who those people are. They know who you are. And Trump doesn't even seem like the kind of person you can just surprise. He don't even carry himself like somebody who could just you could just surprise. He seemed like the kind of person that would snap. But this is that, tough guy. I don't know, This is him trying to buddy up with the thugs in the streets. Which really, it. Even if Trump was to push a progressive thing right now, I would still not believe it. But the fact that he's bringing Nazis into his house to eat dinner, and the Republican Party is trying to play it off and not talk about it, that shows me if Trump was to be reelected, it would be about revenge, pure and simple, baby, pure and simple, 100% revenge. If Trump got reelected, it would be blood in the streets, pure revenge against political enemies. That's all it'd be. It wouldn't be anything about us forget about that. No, it would be revenge. And why else? I mean, look at first George Bush. George Bush got rid of NRA. He got rid of his NRA membership. He recognized it was time to move on from that. First George Bush, he talked about the Rodney King thing being wrong. He talked about David Duke running for, I think, Senator of Louisiana. He spoke out about it being wrong. We don't, so you've had people who moved on from their roots. Trump has not done that. And that's really what this meeting, and then to see him be yelling at Kanye about, running for president and stuff. Now you're seeing the real Trump. Trump views Kanye and other blacks as pawns, as tools to be used to further his ends. Kanye can't win, but Kanye can steal votes. This group of black folks out here that are Republicans, social Republicans, whatever, and just want to have more money in their pockets or whatever, he can get them. And the other thing about it is, if they run for office, Kanye can make the Republican Party look real bad. I see that already. They might have some, if we have some good leftist opposition, and they put forward some good questions, Kanye can bungle them so badly that he makes the whole party look bad. Because he's out here showing stuff, he's doubling down on his Jewish anti-Semitic stuff, which makes me think if he was to go out here with some real educated folks, they can make a fool out of him very easily. And Trump knows that. He can take votes, but he can also make the whole Republican Party look worse than it already does. Kanye doesn't understand the game that Christian conservatives play. And he's not interested in that. He's playing a different game. And that won't work in the path they want to take. It just won't. I'll be honest. I hope Kanye runs. I hope to make a fool out of him. OB's like Herschel Walker. I hope to make a fool out of him. Because Jews, AI PAC, they have a lot of power. That's a fact. And if you think that you're going to get anywhere in politics at that level by denigrating Jewish people, you got another thing coming. And Trump knows that. That's why Trump wouldn't run with Kanye, because Kanye is like a Sarah Palin, saying some things that sound good. Maybe a few of his things make sense. But you know what the end wages of it is. And it's all about being loud, and this that's what Kanye is. I think with Sarah Palin. Same song, different story. Same song, no different. Republican Party. I mean, let me end it with this. This is good. Let's end it with this. People are saying that Republican Party is not moving on from the big lie and cannibal pedophiles and all this crap. We saw them lose bad in the midterms. All these people that were Kerry Lake and the rest of these nuts, they're out the door. Like Warnock about to win. Do you know why they don't let this go? Because if Republicans sat down and said, okay, let's look at it. Let's have a real discussion about things in this country. If the elections they've lost, and they've lost the last, 2 or 3 elections have not been popular vote for Republicans. If you're saying to me that they're losing because people just don't like their politics, and people are just tired of the BS, people are tired of hate. If you're saying that, then that means they have a moral duty to do something, right? Like the Nazis in Leningrad. If the Nazis went to Leningrad, they have to feed all the people. So rather than feed the people, they seize the city. The same thing Republicans. If they have to sit down and look at why they're losing, then that means that something is wrong. The system is not working as it should, right? Which would mean they have to do something about it. The fact that there aren't more Republicans loudly calling out a former president having a Nazi sitting in his home eating dinner with him, it is terrifying. It's disturbing. It's disgusting. And to see, the guy is trying to get him to be speaker, to see him not want to talk about that speaks volumes about their values. That in their world, cannibal pedophiles and littered boxes in preschool and tranny bathrooms, and that's their world. And white replacement, that's their world. In my world, I'm looking at mass shootings. What we're looking at is watching school shootings. We're watching the shooting in Buffalo. We're watching this recent shooting in Colorado at the gay club. We're watching mass violence. So when you say to me you don't want to have a discussion about an avowed Nazi sitting with a man that has said he wants to run for president, that is privilege. That is privilege, sir. Because you are saying that I don't care. I don't care about that. I want to dig in and get blackmail on Joe Biden. I want to dig up what his son been up to so I can make the president look bad. I have no interest whatsoever in calming the waters, the social waters of America. My only interest is retribution against the left, against people on the left who I feel went against Trump when he was in office. And I don't care about society. I don't care about the least of us. I don't care about any of that stuff Christ was talking about. I want payback. And that's privilege. That is what privilege means. Is that you feel that you are not in danger from an exigent threat that we all face on a regular daily basis, to where you can just completely avoid conversations that are going on in society. This is why the Republican Party lost the midterms. This is why they've lost the last couple of elections as far as the popular vote. And this is why I hope they lose in 2024. Thanks for listening.